Hi friends, this is Pack Rat speaking. I want to thank you for riding along with me today. We're going to take a look at my equipment backpack, which I always keep with me in my vehicle. This is a video I've been meaning to make for quite some time now and just haven't made the time to do it. And I'd like to say thank you to my friend Campfire Talk, who recently put out a video on his kit that he keeps in his car. He has an excellent kit and he put out an excellent video on it. And so I wanted to respond back and share with you guys and with him my kit that I keep in my truck. I have refined it several times over the years of carrying it, and so this is where I'm at now. Of course, when I looked at Campfire Talk's video, there was a lot of similarities between my kit and his kit. There's also differences, which is a good thing because everybody should customize their kit to themselves and to their situation, their region, and so forth. So anyway, hope you guys will enjoy this, and I'm going to get the truck pulled over safely and we'll crack it out and take a look. Stick with me. Okay friends, well I've got my truck parked safely here, and I went ahead up under the seat and pulled out the pack, which is where I store it always, and we're going to take a look at it right here in the truck. Seems appropriate since this is a vehicle kit. Right off the bat, I'll show you the pack that I keep this in. It's an Arc'teryx Mantis pack. I'll do a separate review if anyone's interested in it. I got this at REI. I think I paid like 79 bucks on sale for it. Really like the pack. Real quick, the pack is olive drab brown color. I think that the company called it coffee. I really like that about it because it looks like a regular day pack that you might see someone carrying anywhere, but yet when you take it into the woods, it blends into its surroundings, and it has, you know, it has a great coloration for woods application as well. But it does not look like a tactical type pack, and that's one of the reasons I like this, because if I have to take this out and start hiking, you know, on the side of the road or something, it doesn't have a, you know, an intimidating look about it. Right here on the outside of the pack, the first item you can see is a stainless steel water bottle. This is an Outdoor Products, which comes from Walmart. It's like $3, but it's a good quality bottle. I've used it a lot. You can boil water in it. That's one of the things I like about it. Not only can you carry water, but being a stainless steel bottle, all of you are familiar with that. You can boil it to purify if you need. That's always on the outside of the pack right here. Let's break it open and look at the interior. First pocket is right here on the very outside part of the pack, and the only thing in this pocket right now are a couple of Coleman Chem-Lite sticks. The application for these is pretty obvious. In a vehicle safety kit at nighttime, if I have to stop the truck on the side of the road, if I want to signal to other drivers that there's a dangerous situation or to avoid my vehicle, I can do that with these. Require no batteries, so I'm pretty sure that they'll work. And I do replace these fairly often, every 6 months to a year. I take these out, put new ones in, and that way I make sure I have, you know, fresh Chem-Lite sticks. So that's the first pocket here on the outside. Second pocket is right here on the opposite side of the pack. And inside of this, I have two things. One, I have a little pack. This says cold weather clothing, wool socks, hat, fleece. Actually, I've switched it out for warm weather. So I have a Under Armour t-shirt, which is great. If you're in hot weather, you have to walk a lot, you get sweaty. This will give me a change t-shirt. I do have some acrylic undershorts in there, and I also have 2 pairs of wool socks, and also an olive drab green bandana to keep the sun off my head, or for a lot of other purposes, which most of you are probably familiar with. That's it. So I just have some extra clothing in there, mostly undergarments. Hopefully my outerwear won't, you know, I won't have any problems with that. The other thing I have is just a little hand-packed first aid kit in a waterproof box. I have all the essentials in here, such as Band-Aids, alcohol preps, you know, there's some moleskin in there. That's a big one. If I have to get out of my truck and walk for any distance, if, you know, I'm in uncomfortable shoes or something, that can help me with that situation. Tweezers, you know, just the basics covered here. That's important. Okay, let's take a look at the top portion of the pack, which is where I keep my tools or other items that I might want to access quickly. In here, first of all, I have a pair of cotton knit jersey gloves. These are really good for cold weather or for protecting the hands. The next item, which I'm going to talk about for just a second, is a Motorola Talkabout walkie-talkie type radio, or family type radio. This is important to me, one, because I'm working on getting every member of my family to have one of these in their vehicle so that we can talk to each other when we're in close proximity to one another. But more important, even for my situation, was I recently, or a little while back, was out of state, and there was I was in an area where there was some tornado warnings, and I was able to use this and the NOAA weather radio stations to track exactly where the tornado warnings were, where the tornado had been spotted. And I was actually almost on top of that, so I was able to get myself into a safer area just because I had this with me and had that ability to track the storm because of this. So I think this is very important and for communication purposes, but that NOAA weather radio is worth having for no other reason than that. In here, I always keep a multi-tool. The one that I bought for this purpose is the Leatherman Kick, and so I do have a review of that on my channel if you're interested in more details about it. Sometimes I might take this out and put my charge in here, Leatherman Charge, or one of my Gerber tools, but I always make sure there's one in the pack. I also have a Mora 860 MG. It's not an expensive knife, but it's one that I bought dedicated to this pack. Therefore, I only take it out to use it. I put it back in the pack, and I don't take it in my house. It stays here, always in the truck. I do have a paracord braided neck lanyard in case I want to carry it that way, or a spare cordage. It's a great knife for a very small price, about 12 bucks. I've used it over and over again. So let's move a little bit fast. I have a Sharpie marker. You can use your imagination why that would come in handy. Hand sanitizer. Streamlight Stylus Pro. I do keep this right in the top of the pack. That way I know exactly where my first light is. And let's see, I've got a little belt sheath in case I want to put that on my belt if I'm doing some work at night or something like that. I want to have it at my hand, you know, right up where my hands can get to it. That's a good way. This is a very important item. Sunblock, SPF 50, especially for summer. And speaking of that, I do change this bag around slightly, as I mentioned, with the clothing for summer versus winter. But it's a good item to have for sure. I have a little swath of paracord there. I do have a cigarette lighter. This is a really good lighter I found. It's a Dejit model, and it's a big lighter. It's got a lot of extra fluid in it. It's lasted me a long time. And chewing gum, comfort item, and I never leave home without it. That's the top portion. Let's crack open to the interior of the pack. Okay, I've gone ahead and opened up the pack and got it laid down so that you can see what I have in here. The pack opens up like a clamshell. And first of all, you're going to notice my food, which is Mountain House meals. You can use MREs. I do often. It just happens to be what I have in here right now. I personally think that this freeze-dried food handles being in a hot vehicle during the summer better than MREs. In the fall, when it gets cooler, then I probably will end up having MREs back in here. I do rotate this food regularly because I use it. But I always make sure I have at least 3 meals in my pack. The next item that you're going to see here is Kelty Adult Poncho. It's a great quality poncho. This one comes from Target. It has its own little zipper case here. Maybe I'll show it to you in detail a little bit more later. But for now, a good quality poncho. All right. Paracord. I always have extra cordage. That's the second piece I've shown you from the pack. And a very cool is Adventure Medical Kits. Survive Outdoors Longer. This is just a little survival kit. It has a whistle. It has another fire starting, the Sparky right there, duct tape, signal mirror, button compass, fishing kit. It's just got a lot of really good stuff all within this little waterproof pouch. This is a great thing. Sometimes if I'm going to do a day hike, I might just throw this in my pocket and have my main knife. That's all. You know, I got a lot of bases covered right there with that one little pack. So I did throw this in there. Let's see, what else have we got? Esbit stove. I've got a video about the Esbit stove on my channel if you're interested, check it out. And inside the stove I do have it filled with cubes, Esbit cubes. I'm sure you can see that there. Alright, don't want to be too redundant and going over things I've gone over in the past. I do have a pair of cheap binoculars. This is something that I saw Campfire Talk mention about in his bag as well. This is a great one. You might want to stop and view wildlife. There's a lot of deer in my area. I stop and take a look at them sometimes. Also, you know, surveillance, whatever you might need to do. Also, have a headlamp. This is a lead lenser. This has been a great lamp. Bought it at Home Depot when it was on sale. Comes in its own little case. I should do a review on this one. For a cheap headlamp, it has been an excellent one, and I will pick it up just as fast as I pick up my Petzls or Princeton Techs. Petzls, excuse me, or Princeton Techs. It's a great headlamp, and so I always keep it in here. I've dedicated it to this bag. Now, okay, let's take a look in the back portion. This is the pocket which would be set up for the hydration bladder. I don't have a hydration bladder in here. So let me show you. I do have something for hydration. This is the Aquamira Frontier Pro water filter. Excellent water filter. I'm sure there's a lot of reviews on YouTube. I have not done one, but you're probably familiar with it. And then I have all my next item I have in here is also a tool, but it's one that I'm less likely to need to access. That's why it's in the interior of the pack. And that is a folding saw. This is a good little folding saw for not a lot of money. I bought it. It's out of the deer hunting equipment aisle of one of the big stores, Walmart, Kmart, or something like that. I've had it for a while. I've used it just enough to test it, to see that it does cut really well. It has 2 blades on it, which I like, because if one fails, you have another. But I have dedicated the saw solely to this pack, so for no other reason will I be taking it out and using it. Just tested it to make sure it was good, and from there, it's a brand new saw in this pack. Only time I'd ever use it is if I need it from there. I also have a pack of oral rehydration salts. These are great for an emergency purpose. They are Adventure Medical Kits brand. But if necessary, you know, if I had to hike a long ways in a hot climate, losing a lot of water, this might become important to replace the electrolytes. So I have it in there just in case. And then that's it for the pack. The only thing I have left is this little pouch, which I moved out of the way. You can see I've got it connected with the carabiner here to the pack. And there is a ton of stuff right here. So I'm going to break this open separately. Stick with me, we'll open it up. This pouch is really just a cosmetics pouch off of the cosmetic aisle at Walmart. I think I paid like $1 or $2 for it. It is highly water resistant. The only reason I wouldn't say waterproof is because the zipper is cloth. There's cloth around the zipper, I should say. But other than that, this is going to keep everything dry for the most part, unless it's really submerged for a long period of time. There's nothing in here that, other than some big gauze bandages, that has to be dry. But anyway, let's open this up. I'm going to just go quickly. Little compass. It's not a super nice compass. It's another hunting aisle thing. It's just something that I bought for cheap, and I can dedicate it to this bag, never taking it out unless I need it. I've tested it several times. Works great. Colgate little instant toothbrushes. You just have to wet it with your saliva and you can brush your teeth. Here's the straw for that Aquamira water filter. A couple of cubes of wet fire. Those things always come in handy. Some jute rope. It can be used as cordage and as an excellent fire tender. I do have a video which talks about that on the channel. In here I have a contractor grade garbage bag, 50 gallon I believe. I got some duct tape, quite a bit of duct tape. I have a Star Flash Ultra Signal Mirror. Probably wouldn't need that, but it's a backup to that one in the little Adventure Medical Kit pack that I showed you. And I do also have some cash in here. I think I've probably got about $100 of cash. It's a couple of 20s, some 10s, 5s, and some 1s, all hidden in that pack. So if I go somewhere, I forget my wallet, don't have any money, I know that I've got some backup cash in this pack. Let's see, I've got a fire steel, which is another redundant. If you notice, I had 3 ways to make fire in this pack. I've got a lighter, I had the Sparky in the Adventure Medical Kit, and I have a fire steel. I have lithium batteries. These are for my headlamp and for my Stylus Pro. I also marked the date that I put these in here, August of 2010, so they're a little over a year old, but they have a 15-year shelf life, so these are good to go. I have some gauze. Oh, always important, lip balm. Also good fire gel if you need it. I have some lotion here, dry skin. I do have a Light My Fire excuse me, this is Sea to Summit titanium set. Good utensils for eating, and then the gauze pads, which I showed you before. And that's it. So that's all that I carry in my car kit. I normally have a main knife in my car, such as a SE4 or something along those lines. One other thing that I should mention is I keep a good, well-stocked first aid kit next to the pack in my truck. I always have a good first aid kit. This one is much more extensive than what I showed you with the little first aid kit. This has medicines in it, all kinds of stuff. I should do a review on this pack since I haven't done a first aid kit in a long while, but that's always right here too. And one other thing that I also keep, which I cannot put my hands on right now, is a good pair of leather palm gloves in case I need to do some heavy work or something. I have those in here in addition to those little cloth gloves that I showed you. So that's it. If you guys think of something that I really should add that I'm overlooking here, this is a pretty trusty kit to me. I've been carrying it for a long time. If you think of something, let me know. Again, this is a response video to Campfire Talk, who put out a great video on his kit. Just thought I'd share with you what I have in mind. Hope you guys are doing well. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care, and God bless.